2024 was a momentous year for Destiny 2. It marked the grand finale of the Light and Darkness saga that had been unfolding since the start of Destiny 1. The story went out with a bang, with the final shape being one of the best DLCs the game has ever seen. What else happened this year? We've had a full DLC launch, 3 seasons, and even a mobile game. Here's everything that the Guardians took on this year, from Wish Dragons to full-on vampires.
Eyes up, Guardian.
Welcome to Destiny Central. I'm your host Captain Jack, and let's get into it. Before we do jump into this video, if you want to keep up to date on the latest Destiny news, lore, and more, hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Destiny Central. You can also follow us on social media for daily updates on the ever-expanding Destiny universe. While you're watching this video, let us know what your favourite moment is from the year of Destiny 2. There's a lot to choose from, but the Cade and Crow team-up should definitely be on the list. Okay, let's get into it. 2024 kicked off with the conclusion of Year 6 of Destiny 2 with Season of the Wish. Season 23 of the new game saw players making a bargain with a ghostly version of Riven, the last known Ahamkara. Riven had tasked the Guardians with recollecting a clutch of uncorrupted eggs. In return, the Ahamkara would grant a wish to follow the witness into the Traveler. After collecting the eggs, Riven revealed that she would only send one Guardian into the Traveler on a one-way trip. Obviously this wasn't ideal, as we were planning on sending literally every character we've ever teamed up with to fight the Witness. Crow volunteered himself to take the wish and was granted passage into the Traveler. He insisted that his connection to his sister Mara Sov would allow him to establish a way through for the rest of the team. Season of the Wish ended with Crow going into the Traveler and encountering Cade 6, 4 years after Aldrin murdered him. Wish would end up being extended to a massive 7 months long because of an extended development timeline for the Final Shape DLC. Safe to say Cade and Crow had a lot of time to work through their troubles. The biggest event of the past year was the conclusion to the 10-year Light and Darkness saga with the release of the Final Shape. Guardians were called to an urgent mission from the Vanguard as the Witness's plan began to near its end. Zavala and Ikora rallied our Guardians to brave the journey into the Pale Heart, fearing they were running out of time. However, after landing, the Guardian found themselves separated from the rest of the fireteam. This did need us to reunite with a very familiar face. With some sparkly new powers, 2 goofy hunters, and a full army of scary new enemies to tear through, players set out to locate Ikora and Zavala. Luckily they all landed safely, and we got some very emotional reunions between the core fireteam. However, upon reuniting with Zavala, it was clear that the Witness had been drawing his mind into the darkness. Tensions started to rise as Zavala began to act brash and reckless, concerning both Ikora and Cade. After a very intense fight between the main fireteam that left players feeling like a child of divorce, Zavala left the group.
I don't know, but the Traveler wants you alive.
No! You do! That's what you want, Ikora.
He planned to listen to the veiled statues and give himself into darkness. Luckily, he was on the right track with this and learned that there were parts of the Witness that disagreed with their plans for the Final Shape. Unfortunately, this information came at a cost, and Taj, Zavala's ghost, was destroyed. He died bravely attempting to protect his Guardian from the Witness. The fireteam reunited once again and planned to destroy the dissenting parts of the Witness, attempting to weaken the being. Whilst this did work, it did not kill the Witness, and the fireteam was forced to retreat. It was a very close call, but they did make it all the way out thanks to Mara's Top Gun-style flight abilities with the helm. The Witness retreated into its monolith, where it would set the stage for the longest world's first the game has ever seen. Turns out the real enemy of the Guardians is just a room with a couple of the shapes inside of it. But even after its defeat in Salvation's Edge, the Witness still had some fight left in it. So the Vanguard rallied every ally that's ever known to fight into a 12-player mission to defeat the Witness. In the final moments of the fight, our ghost channeled our light into a final killing blow, sacrificing itself in the process. Cade 6 would step up however, and give his light to resurrect our ghost and go back to his eternal rest. Back in the city, there were major celebrations for humanity's victory. Crow even got himself a fancy new haircut. Nice style. The Final Shape officially ended with the Guardian sat watching an aurora being cast by the Traveler. And with that came the end of the Light and Darkness saga.
You're my favorite. Don't ever forget that.
Following the Witness defeat in the Final Shape campaign, 3 fragments of their power and consciousness were released from the Traveler and dispersed across the Sol system. This was the starting point for the first of the 3 episodes, titled Echoes. Guardians were sent to investigate a disturbance among the Vex on Nessus, only to find out that one of these fragments had landed on the planet. However, it had been claimed by another force, which called itself the Conductor. After this discovery, the Vanguard named these power fragments Echoes and began the search for the Conductor. During their investigation, the Conductor took Saint 14 hostage and began to fill his mind with existential doubt. This is because of some time travel shenanigans that happened way back in Season of the Dawn, so bear with us. Essentially, the main Destiny timeline features Saint 14 dying whilst fighting the Vex in the Infinite Forest. However, in Season of the Dawn, Osiris attempted to bring a different version of Saint 14 from a separate timeline into our timeline, using a device known as the Sundial. He is successful in these attempts and the two were reunited. However, the Conductor makes Saint feel as though he is incorrect for existing in the current timeline. Luckily, Saint absorbed the memories of his prime timeline self and tracked down the Conductor. Towards the end of Echoes, it is revealed that the Conductor is the infamous Maya Sundaresh. Sundaresh was a human researcher working for the Ishtar Collective during the Golden Age. She studied the Vex and the Vex network and went on to use this to create copies of herself across it. Maya was part of a team that discovered the Veil on Neptune and aided in its study. Eventually, a machine was constructed to interpret the Veil, which allowed her to imprint her mental image onto brain-dead exos. Not long after this, however, she will be found dead in the Conductor's chair of the machine. It is revealed that a part of Sundaresh's consciousness survived within the Veil, and made its way to Nessus to claim the Echo. She then constructed herself a new exo body, modelled after that of Lakshmi II. Sundaresh's core goal with the Echo is to find another living version of her dead partner, Kiyomu Esi, mirroring Saint and Osiris' story back in Season of the Dawn. However, Sundaresh has been driven mad by this new power, and upon finding a mirror image of Esi, she kills her, deeming her imperfect. In the final of episode Echoes, the Guardian, alongside Saint 14 and Ikora, fought with Maya and loosened her control over Nessus. However, she survived and escaped into the Vex network, along with the Echo of Command. This does mean she's still out there, potentially building an army of Vex inside of the network. Bungie did tease that these episodes would be setting up for the next step in Destiny's story, and will likely see a return in the future. I mean, because of course we will. The final major content drop of 2024 is the first two acts of the episode Revenant. This follows the return of Fikrul the Fanatic from way back in Destiny 2, Forsaken. Long-term fans will know this character as one of the first Scorn that Aldrin created. He's back with a vengeance and has full intent of turning all Elixni into Scorn, and ruling them as the new Kell of Kells. Fikrul was found to be wielding another one of the Echoes that was released from the Witness. Using his Echo, he managed to turn a live Elixni into undying vampiric Scorn. Spooky stuff indeed. Fikrul first shows his face again on Europa, as the Guardian is sent to capture Eramis. Eramis surrenders herself and boards the helm. However, Fikrul crashes the party and drunk drives the ship straight into Europa. Average Saturday night in the Destiny universe then. Crow teamed up with our resident Elixni experts, Mithrax and Ido, and launched a hunt for Fikrul, to seize the Echo and stop his rampage on the Elixni. We tracked him across the reef back to the Prison of Elders and found him trying to resurrect old prisoners. Most notably, he had raised Skolas to reign at his side. We'll be having a full video diving into Skolas' history coming soon, but we'll summarise it for you just quickly. Skolas was the old Kell of the House of Wolves, and attempted to unite all fallen houses under his banner, crowning himself Kell of Kells. However, he failed and was detained in the Prison of Elders, where he would eventually meet his demise at the Guardian's hand. After Skolas' revival, it was also revealed that the Echo appears to be searching for a different wielder. This is because the Echo does not view Fikrul as worthy. This could be why Skolas has been revived to take his place. However, these questions will be left unanswered until Act 3 launches in January 2025. In probably the most surprising moment of the year, we saw the announcement of a brand new Destiny game. Don't get your hopes up. However, this brand new game is a mobile game developed by a separate company from Bungie. Introducing Destiny Rising, an epic sci-fi RPG shooter set in an alternative universe from the main games. And the most surprising thing about all of this, it's actually not that bad. The game launched a closed alpha test in November that ran for a full month, and the general consensus was, it's pretty good. There are some pretty big glaring issues with the game, such as the gacha-style pay-to-win mechanics and its current use of AI-generated dialogue. However, players have said the gunplay feels good. The inclusion of new abilities and supers is refreshing, and it brings a lot of joy to these new ideas for the franchise. Whilst the game has no confirmed release date or follow-up beta, it doesn't seem far off in the horizon. It seems we'll have to wait until 2025 to learn more about Destiny Rising and how it takes its place in the Destiny universe. So what's next for Destiny 2? Well, starting in 2025, the final act of episode Revenant will play out, and set the stage for the final episode of Year 7 of Destiny 2. This final episode is Heresy, We don't know a whole lot about Heresy right now, however we do know that it will be taking us back to the Dreadnought. This classic Destiny location will return in a storyline set to shake up the Hive Pantheon. Heresy will also follow the new Eldritch power that is causing chaos and mysteries, and will eventually bring us back to the Dreadnought. Bungie have been keeping information about Heresy pretty close to their chests, so make sure to subscribe to keep up to date on all the information about the upcoming episode. 2025 will also see the start of Year 8 of Destiny 2, and see Bungie's new content plan, codenamed Frontiers. We'll have a full video out soon breaking down the entirety of the Frontiers roadmap, so you'll know what to expect when it rolls around. So, that's everything that's happened in this year in Destiny 2. We finally took down the biggest bad of them all, the Witness, and ended the Light and Dark saga. But who knows what evil will lurk around the corner? Could we finally see the story of the Gardener and the Winnower properly play out? We'll have to wait and see with whatever comes next in codename Frontiers. So did you answer our question at the start of this video? If you haven't, let us know what your favourite moment was from the past year, and what you're most looking forward to in the next year of 2025. Of course, if you want to keep up to date on the latest Destiny news, lore, and more, make sure to hit that subscribe button to never miss a video from the team here at Destiny Central. You can also follow us on social media, but for now, I've been Captain Jack, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. See you Starside, my friends.